What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Burning Hammer podcast. I'm Mark Izzo. He is Dylan O'Brien. And welcome. We are coming fresh off of the heels of WWE Clash in Italy. We'll be talking about that and maybe even getting into some King and Queen of the Ring tournament bracketology, as they say, for March Madness. So, Dylan, as a whole, how did you feel about Clash in Italy?
Yeah, it was solid, but it wasn't great. I think I would say it wasn't great. I
Okay.
think that there's been some great European PLEs over the last few years, and I don't know if this one stacks up with some of the ones we've had over the last few years.
Okay.
But I'm interested to get your take and break it down match by match and see your thoughts as we take a dive into it deeper. But yeah, not a bad pay-per-view by any means. I was entertained thoroughly
Sure.
throughout several times. But I just think they've really been the last few maybe not like in direct order, but over the last few years, there has been quite a few really good European PLEs. So they had, but this crowd was awesome. The crowd was a huge part of what made this PLE dope, which is come to be a regular thing for the European PLEs. So
Yeah, and it's a shame that the first WrestleMania that's not going to be in the United States is going to be in Saudi Arabia instead of a beautiful place like Italy or Australia, New England, Mexico, Japan. There's a lot of other, or any other place in Europe, there's a lot of other great destinations that deserved a WrestleMania before Saudi Arabia, but we all know how that goes. So I'll say as a whole, I'm a little bit more optimistic about it. I thought it was a really solid show. I thought it was a nice little bounce back show. It felt like the last few WWE PLEs minus night 2 of WrestleMania were kind of just felt like they were all on a grading scale like C plus. But this one kind of felt more of like a B plus, maybe B minus. But this one felt more solid than all these other ones. Despite them still, we need more wrestling on the show. I mean, this was not even 3 hours, I think, if I'm remembering the end time off the top
no,
of my
only
head.
4 matches, right?
Five.
5.
It was done before 5. I'll tell you that much. Pretty sure it was less than
What
3
was the
hours.
5th match? What were the 5? Cody, Roman, Becky, Soul, Rhea.
And the best match of the night, Brock Lesnar versus Oba.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Just kidding. Maybe it's not the best. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, I mean,
Definitely not the best of the night. But
so I will say at least the majority of these matches, and by majority I mean 3 out of the 5, went decently long. I know that was one of our big complaints, I believe, for WrestleMania, was how short all of the matches were. But all of these ones, obviously, Brock and Oba's never going to go over 10 minutes, but all the other ones were over around 15. Somehow minus Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, which we'll get into that right now, because that kicked off the night, which I thought Roman versus Jacob was kicking off the night. I thought that was the plan heading into it until they had like their pre-show on, and then they announced that Cody versus Gunther was actually kicking off the night. So,
yeah.
what did you think about this match? Cody Rhodes retained his title. This match went 11 minutes and 35 seconds. This one felt like it went way longer to me.
Really, I felt like it went. I felt like it was super short. Like
Wow.
when it was
Okay.
over, I couldn't believe it was over.
Okay.
It just felt way too quick to me. I feel like they barely wrestled.
Okay.
Me personally, like I know they
Maybe the 2 o'clock start time really messed me up.
Maybe, yeah. To me, I mean, it felt quick to me. And I mean, obviously, I think this is probably not over. I mean, we have the Gunther sticking his foot under the bottom rope was obviously there, something the ref missed. Um, so hopefully we get another one. I think I just have such high expectations for this match. I think this was the biggest disappointment for me of the night.
For match or result?
Match.
Okay.
Just I just wanted these guys to just put on a clinic for 25 minutes. And,
I mean, yeah, they wrestled longer in the Royal Rumble.
That's what I mean. Like we've seen their crown jewel match was significantly better than this. Yeah, just it felt like there was a lot left on the table, and maybe that was the goal for right now, to leave a lot on the table for a further endeavor. I'm not mad at the result, especially with the way that the match went. Like um, for a relatively boring match, like this, it would have been crazy if Cody just lost.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. This one was just the real big disappointment to me that like did not kick off the night well.
Okay.
And it's just like when it was over, I was just like, what was that? I was like, what the hell was that? Why did it was like what?
It was definitely weird with the camera angle that they gave us for the
Well,
ending too.
not
with his foot
even
being under the
that.
rope.
Like I figured, oh, more just I was just like, that's it. I was like, that was. It felt super quick to me. It felt so quick to me. But I mean, what they did wasn't bad. Obviously, wasn't bad. You got two guys in there that can do very, very high level stuff, and they performed at a high level. They just did not give them enough time, and when you don't have enough time, it's hard to really tell the story through a match when it's kind of rushed like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is partially why it felt so incomplete, is because it felt like an incomplete story kind of the match.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, could very well be part of the goal, was to leave the people feeling incomplete with this, so we could be wanting more. So yeah,
Terrible
I
goal.
mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not telling, I'm not saying.
If they actually think like that, that's pretty crazy.
I agree. I don't think it's a recipe.
Hey guys,
for
don't
success.
wrestle too good out there. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you 10 minutes. Just give them okay. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just curious to see where this goes now. Just because it felt like it was felt like we were building up to this big match, and then it just wasn't really anything.
And Gunther's racking up a few losses.
Indeed.
To Cody, I mean, if you include, I believe they said that Cody eliminated Gunther in both the Royal Rumbles, and then you have the loss at Crown Jewel, and then you got this loss. So that's like two actual losses, and then two more pretty tough losses for Gunther against Cody. That kind of makes you think. That's why I felt pretty solid that Gunther's going to win because of that. I was really confident one of these world titles was going to change hands. And they took the coward's way out with Gunther and Cody, which is annoying, but I should have expected it. And obviously we'll get into Roman and Jacob later, but it's tough to figure out where everything is heading because we have the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, which obviously now the winners will get a world title shot at SummerSlam. So I haven't decided who I think is going to win those yet, and that will help kind of clear up some predictions, I think, for these world title pictures moving forward. But Dylan, let's move on to this next match because Rhea Ripley successfully defended her WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. This match went 16 minutes and 57 seconds. Give me your thoughts on this match. Break it down for me.
Sorry, I just got some dental work done, so my teeth are feeling a bit odd. Um, but no, yeah, I enjoyed it. And the right person won. I think my other part with my other part with this is that I'm just over this. I think I just like didn't need
Agreed.
to see. Not that it was a bad match, not that they didn't perform on, and the right person won, but yeah, I think we just need to move forward with this feud. Is kind of the position where I'm at. So hopefully, a Rhea victory here does that, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Charlotte pretty much costing Jade kind of is like, all right, we're doing Jade and Charlotte now. So I have a little more faith that we're feuding with Jade and Charlotte, and then we'll get a new challenger. For Rhea, who do you think is going to step up?
I don't know. I was thinking. I mean, maybe with Charlotte kind of costing Jade, do you think maybe Alexa now can go after uh Rhea, and then they do like since Charlotte can kind of go after Jade, um, and that can be like a proper way for them to separate. Really, you know what I mean?
So
Um,
I don't hate the idea. I just think the only problem is they're two like fairly large of your baby faces.
Alexa and Rhea, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally. Um,
But also there's a lack of established main eventers in the women's division on SmackDown, despite there being plenty of talent.
yeah. What do you think of is it going to be JC Jane? Like,
Now we're talking. I do like that.
it's probably going to be whoever wins Queen of the Ring. I would say. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Let me not say that yet because I don't know who's going to win. But
I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, because
Jordan
obviously
Grace.
you got Jordan Grace, you got Blake Monroe.
Yeah, Blake
Um,
Monroe's another one. But yeah, maybe Blake Monroe. I think Blake Monroe because we got a little tease of that. I think, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Blake Monroe. I don't think she'll win it off Rhea, but I could see that being her next challenger for sure.
okay. All right. So let's move on. Dylan, Brock Lesnar defeated Obafemi. This match went 6 minutes and 21 seconds. So, man, the crowd, they had that camera shaking for Oba, dude. That was awesome.
Oh my god, that entrance was so good. Um, yeah, man, Obafemi is a like he's a main event attraction at this point. Like he is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he is and it's everything about him. It's the entrance is part of it. Like when you're able to like he's got you know what I mean when it's like a guy like Jay Uso is able to bring his connection with the fans and really use that through his entrance to propel him to the next level. It's like well Obafemi has all the tools to where he didn't even need that. No connection with the fans and they were probably still going to put this guy in a really good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Um Yet he does have that raw authentic connection with the fans. And the sky is the limit for
He's the
Obafemi,
total
dude. Like
package.
he
He
is,
is the total package. When he's done whooping Brock Lesnar's ass at SummerSlam,
yeah,
they need to put a world
yeah.
title on him
So I mean, I
immediately.
will say, to be honest, there's not much to say about the match. It went about exactly as I thought it was going to go. Um,
Okay.
they exchanged some blows. Uh,
Finisher fest for the old
yeah, a bit of a
Brockster.
finisher fest. Oba F5 through the announce table, powers through it, and is still like he's down for a while, but he comes back up and shows Brock that he's a hard SOB to keep down. Um, and then eventually Brock hits another F5 and picks up the victory. Um, yeah, interesting stuff because this is kind of what I said back before WrestleMania when I made my predictions um, was that this is somehow going to carry to SummerSlam,
Mm-hmm.
in which Oba will retire Brock then.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize the annoying and weird path we were going to take to get there.
But
But I
did you
was,
know he was going to retire him twice?
I mean, yeah, that was so. Yeah, but I mean, with a Brock win here, that all but sets up the third match at
Yeah.
SummerSlam. There's even if it wasn't all set up for the Brock retirement match, uh, this would be set up for a third match at SummerSlam regardless. It would kind of be
Mm-hmm.
an undeniable situation. So I'm thinking Obafemi. Maybe there's some sort of promo where I believe Obafemi tells Brock Lesnar he needs to put his career on the line against
Mm-hmm.
him. Um, or maybe Brock offers, or I don't know, some sort of something like that. But I could see it being along the lines of Obafemi saying, I retired you and you decided to change your mind, and I'm like, what I want from you is I want you to be on the shelf for good. I want the promise that you're done after this, or whatever, something like that. But it definitely feels like we're gonna get the Obafemi Brock Lesnar retirement match at SummerSlam, where Oba will get his lick back, and then they will keep on keeping on with Obafemi, and hopefully many more big things to come for him.
So, yeah, I mean, and we've already gotten kind of a hint of that in Oba saying he's not here to, I believe, fight Brock Lesnar. He's here to kill him. Was his little promo on Raw. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see how this gets pushed all the way to August, I believe is SummerSlam. So, um,
Yeah, I think Brock probably steps away again for a while. I
yeah,
mean,
what
that's the
else is
only
new?
way. I don't know what else there is to do other than that to kill time.
Well, and Oba's in the King of the Ring tournament, which is also confusing.
Yeah, maybe Brock costs Oba the King of the Ring tournament. I could see. Um,
But also, that's weird because he just kicked his ass and he won. So why would he just go attack Oba?
just because he's just mad that he got embarrassed by Oba at
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania,
Okay.
and he's probably. I think the story is essentially that Obafemi made Brock Lesnar question everything, and Brock Lesnar's really really upset with that at this point. He's like, "No, I'm Brock Lesnar. You made me question everything. I was all up in my head about everything, and nobody does that to Brock Lesnar." And I think then the story is Obafemi goes, "But I do," and that sort of thing.
Okay. Let me ask you this because I don't know if I actually have asked you yet. Was like, are we buying into the Brock Lesnar retirement that it was part of the plan, or we think he just did it on the spot without telling anybody?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Um,
I'm feel pretty confident that he just did it and didn't tell anybody, and then they were
That's
like,
kind of what I think
"Dude,
too.
we need you. You can't do that." Because like, I think they would have made it more of the story instead of him just being like, "I got my ass kicked." I forget. He like kind of mentioned it in the video package, and he was just like, "I pretty much just like didn't think I could do it anymore," or something like that. It was
No,
dumb.
yeah, like that's like the kind of the story I'm going on, in which that would be the reason for him to continue the beef with Oba, and that it wasn't just about beating him in a match. It is about, um,
Punishing him.
yes,
All right, let's move on. Um, to another, in my opinion, partial stinkfest, which was Solruka defeating Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. This went 14 minutes and 2 seconds. What did you think about this match?
um, I actually thought it was better than I think some people are giving it credit for.
Okay.
Um, I'm seeing a lot of hate on it that there was a ton of botches. People are saying, but
Okay.
um,
There were
I
a
don't know.
ton of botches.
I just I thought it was Could these two women like put on a better match? Definitely, absolutely. Um, but I wasn't overly upset with it. Um, by any means, I enjoyed it. I was entertained throughout, and um, I think probably the right person won. I think Soul was probably the right person to win.
Okay. Interesting. I'm still waiting to see for my decision on that. This was a rough show for me for predictions wise because I got a lot of these wrong.
Yeah, I just think with Soul specifically, um, I think it's something that it's like something is there, and then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you kind of just take the title off her eventually, and it was a failed thing. But the potential of what of like where elevating her could go, I think outweighs like the potential negatives of putting it on her, if that makes sense. I think you have like a new potential uh, top of the card babyface for your women's division. So I think you kind of need to put the pedal to the metal and kind of see what you got with Sol Ruka.
And I'm excited for some fresh feuds, hopefully, with her. Um,
Yeah, and the Becky run has been nice, but I think I'd even like to see Becky go back after the world title at this point. Maybe she can give her
Agreed.
some time. Maybe you can give her like a month off, and then have her come back and go as a babyface and go after Liv, or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it was this match was fine. I don't know. It didn't necessarily blow me away. I don't know if it's the Vans or that Sol Ruka's wrestling in pants now, but it seems like these last few matches she's botched at least one move, which I don't like to harp on too much, but
I think it's the pants.
I thought she died when she did the hand springboard thing to the outside.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
Shit, sorry, I keep hitting the table. Um, no, yeah, it must be the pants, right? Like
Yeah. I mean,
they seem
yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I'm like they're very like early Jeff Hardy
Which
esque,
is
but
cool. They look cool as shit.
they look cool as shit, but they just seem so heavy
Yeah.
that I'm like they need to like figure out a way to like get her like custom versions of those that are for that are easier to move around in, but
Mm-hmm.
still look similar to how they look now.
Yeah. I agree. So it's just
Rather
something to
than like the
monitor.
denim. Like if it's like denim, it's probably just like so hard to move in.
Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine trying to wrestle in pants like those. It's probably super hard. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what she does moving forward because you would have to think she's going to make some sort of adjustment. I would think to the
I would
pants.
hope. I would hope.
They like I would say it's almost undeniable that they are restricting her. Um, so
And I'll say this too, and I don't want to harp on this too much, but with her old gear, Tiffany Stratton kind of stole her her shin pad things that they had. Like I don't know if you really noticed that at all, but like because what she Soul used to wear, she would have like almost like from her knees down were like pants that you would just like slide up
no,
on.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
And Tiffany Stratton started to wear those. I noticed after Silveruca got called up, she was wearing the same thing on her legs like that. So I don't know if like that has something to do with it
Yeah,
or
that's
what.
interesting. I never thought about that.
But like I immediately noticed it just because those are fairly unique ring attire to Soul Ruka. At least I thought so at the time. But um, so yeah, let's get into the main event, Dylan. Tribal Combat for the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns successfully defended his title against Jacob Fatu. This match went 27 minutes and 12 seconds. What did you think? Did the right man win, Dylan?
I think he did. I think the right man won, Mark.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
I think the idea of Jacob just taking down Roman like this is just. I think there's more damage that comes from that than good. Personally, honestly,
Okay.
uh, as much as I love Jacob and would love for him to be a world champion, it's coming and it will come. Um, I think uh, the progression of this story interests me a lot more of where it now goes with. Well, first of all, we'll say I really enjoyed. This was my favorite match of the night. Uh, I thought these two men threw down. They beat the hell out of each other. You got the high ring IQ of Roman Reigns coming in to take out the hand of Jacob Fatu, so he cannot do the
Mm-hmm.
tongue and death grip. Um, you got uh, also. Let me say that Jacob's spear was crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
you did the flip.
yeah, like the flip spear is so crazy. I don't even know. It just feels like it's such a recipe to go wrong doing the flip spear. It feels like you could so easily just land right on your head. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, it looks so cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
you could say
but
that
yeah, man,
again.
this was a uh, entertaining match. I really did enjoy it, and I think the right person won. Because now I'm really interested to see how this story progresses with Jacob now reluctantly kind of having to fall in line under the tribal chief and recognize Roman as his tribal chief.
He's getting
Um,
domesticated.
yes, and you have Roman doing this, but at the same time, he's also um, what's the way to say it? You have Roman doing this in a way that can come across similar to his first run and where he was the tribal chief. But while he's actively fighting that original tribal chief character, he's constantly fighting that from coming out. And this time he's being very vocal that he's trying to do it right this time and do it in a more respectable way. Um, but one of the things I really enjoy is that it's obviously a struggle for him. Like it's obviously not easy. Roman's not just like, "Hey, I'm a good guy now." Like it's like he he wants the respect that comes with being a good guy, kind of like so, and he's trying to figure that out, which I really have been enjoying. Like this whole time since the beginning of his run as the tribal chief, he hasn't changed a single thing about himself in a good way. Um, and that nothing feels like, oh, well, Roman wouldn't do. Well, why is he doing this? This doesn't feel like something Roman Reigns would do. He stayed very, very true to himself and the character, even through a babyface turn. Right, like he
Mm-hmm.
still feels like that same guy. Um, he doesn't feel it doesn't feel like someone who just flipped a switch and is now realized how wrong he was. It's somebody that's actively trying to improve and correct his mistakes, and it's like I said, obviously a struggle for him. It's just something I really have come to really enjoy and appreciate about the tribal chief character as a whole.
That's our tribal
um,
chief, man.
is there he's so complicated. There's so
Yeah.
much there's so much to it, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty confident that Jacob Fatu was going to win this, just because like I wasn't sure how we're going to play this out now.
Now, once they kind of put in the scenario where Jacob was going to kind of have to join the bloodline if Roman won, that's when I was like, oh, Roman's winning.
Once I saw this was the main event, I felt even more confident that Jacob was going to win. Just because, like, I also thought that WWE would like the idea of like this lunatic Samoan running the bloodline and at the head of the table, and it's just like everyone needs to keep like their head on a swivel because this guy's kind of leading the charge now.
I think that's still there, and I think they can still do that.
Not if he gets domesticated.
He won't though. And if he does,
Okay.
if he does, every animal's gonna break out of the cage eventually, and
Yeah.
so I think it's that. Like, I just think you buy yourself so much more time, and you buy yourself a much better, longer story by giving Roman the win here, because then you can go through this whole thing where this is now an incredibly complicated relationship with involving Jacob Fatu, where they have to figure out where does he fit into the bloodline and how do they make him feel. I don't know, because you would have to think that it's gonna, like, they want him to want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be part of it. Like, I think it's not going to just be okay for him to reluctantly be there. Like, they need
Yeah.
him to buy in. And I don't think that, I mean, just as like in real life, but also in the story, like, I don't think the way of doing that is to essentially just like beat it into him. Like, I don't think Jacob Fatu is that type of guy. Like, Jacob Fatu
Mm-hmm.
is going to sit there and let you beat him to death before he lets you take his pride, sort of thing. Like, so I think I don't know. There's a lot to this story that I'm really, really interested to see where it's going to go now.
When we got Solo and
Yeah, of course,
the
of
current
course.
MFTs now back in the fold with the bloodline,
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to let the dog choose which home he's going to go to. You know, is he going to go Rome? Is he going to go with Solo? What's
I
going to
took
happen?
I took it as more of a rubbing salt in the wound of Jacob.
Okay.
Not as like a hey, you can still join us, as a look what happened.
Okay.
Go with your new tribal chief, dude. Like, I took it, I saw it as more of that.
I
But it's
saw it as
interesting that,
both.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it could definitely be both, because you would think, I mean, if Jacob wants to come back, if Jacob told Solo, hey, I want back in, you would assume Solo is still going to be like, yeah,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
So
Well, because I also like saw at least the ending of it to me was very much a are you going with Roman or are you going to leave them and join with Solo?
interesting. Okay, no, yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Do we get the MFTs on Raw now? Are they going to make it
Yeah.
like an official move to Raw?
Yeah.
So this will all be
Well, Finn
really
Balor's on
interesting.
SmackDown now.
Yeah, man, you never know.
All right, Dylan, let's dive into some of these King and Queen of the Ring matches. So the winner will get a world title opportunity at SummerSlam. So let's dive into the women's Queen of the Ring first. So I'll go over all of the competitors. So one of the Fatal Four Ways is Chelsea Green versus Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Yes, your current women's world champion, Liv Morgan. And then you've got Sol Ruka versus Lyra Valkyria versus Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill. That's another fatal four way. You've got Bailey versus Raquel Rodriguez versus JC Jane versus Kiana James. And then the match that is happening on Monday Night Raw for us tonight is a Lash Legend versus Julia versus Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. So, Dylan, let's talk about this Fatal 4-Way that's happening on Raw. By the time this is out, it would have already had happened. Who do you think's emerging of these four women?
I'm going EO.
Okay.
I think EO is my current pick to win as of right now, I would say, based on this field.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can see EO and Liv, this going to EO and Liv at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Um, which I'm all for. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so there's definitely a ton of interesting names, right? Like Raquel winning and choosing Liv.
Yeah.
I think that would be something. I mean, obviously you have Becky, like we kind of just talked about. Her potentially going after Liv would be cool. Um,
Roxanne choosing Liv.
Roxanne choosing Liv. Like this, like there's so many talented women in this field. Hopefully, I mean, what are the chances Chelsea Green wins? Are we pulling the trigger on Chelsea yet?
Slim, based on the way they talk about her in WWE Unreal, as if
Yeah.
her being in the main event spot is just a foregone conclusion that is impossible to ever happen.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, it would be so awesome if she does, man.
Well, and now it's funny because they talked about her not being like, I believe they specifically said Charlotte and Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Tiffany now holding the title that Charlotte has with the women's U.S. title. So
Yeah,
make that make sense. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you. I think right now I feel pretty good about Io winning the whole thing and then challenging Liv. But then also you have, what if she challenges Rhea?
yeah,
I see
you do have
that's
that as well.
you do have that as well, and it's also pretty interesting to see like how these fatal four ways are going to pan out because like Charlotte and Jade are in the same fatal four way. That match is going to be a lock for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, then you have people like JC and Kiana, and then Julia and Lash. Like, I don't know. I just hope they kind of really let these women cook here. But I feel pretty good that Io's going to win as of right now. So let's dive in to the men's bracket because you've got Seth Rollins versus Javon Evans versus Tala Tonga versus Ricky Saints as a fatal four way. You've got Jey Uso versus LA Knight versus Royce Keys versus Finn Balor as a fatal four way, which on the graphic it has Finn Balor, a part of Friday Night SmackDown. You've got Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker versus Trick Williams versus Damian Priest as a fatal four way. And then the match that is happening on Monday Night Raw is Penta versus Oba Femi versus Solo Sikoa versus Carmelo Hayes. Dylan, of the match that's happening tonight, how is Oba winning this thing?
I think Oba does win this. I think Brock might cost Oba in the finals of the King of the Ring.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I mean,
but...
Brock ain't working 2 days in a row. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
so he's not going to interrupt on Monday Night Raw.
So, and I'm like, I can't see another way that Oba loses. And they also like, if they want to do Oba Brock, and they're trying to do, if they want to have Brock cost Oba to set up the SummerSlam match, even though it's already set up, like the third is already set up, then I think you need to put some more time between it. Like you can't have them do it on June 1st,
Yeah.
and then set up a match for 2.5 months from now. So maybe they have Brock cost him in the finals or the semifinals or something like that.
So who's winning this thing? Because I'm having a tough time
Yeah,
deciding.
this is a tough field.
Is LA Knight doing it?
I think he might, dude. I think it might be LA Knight versus Roman at SummerSlam. You don't think he's winning? I don't know if he's winning the title, but I think he might win King of the Ring.
I don't know. I mean,
I think
they've given me no reason to believe that LA Knight is going to.
I actually think the reason that I'm thinking he will is because I'm specifically like they're gonna have him do it
Lose.
and then lose and then not win the title, and then it's like again what with LA Knight, like how many times are we gonna put him in a spot where he loses in the main event?
Okay.
So, and I have full faith in WWE to do that. To make LA Knight lose in a main event. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this much too. The things I would give to have Dominic Mysterio win this.
It would be awesome, man.
Gosh. I mean, you talk about a guy, and he even said it. I think it was in character, but he said that kind of that thing that they need to like push him
Yeah.
basically. And he's 100% right. Right, like it's. I think everybody, and we all can agree on this as fans of WWE, are kind of starting to get fatigue of the same 5 or 6 guys rotating in the main event scene
Mm-hmm.
for WWE. And I mean, you look at this field, you've got guys like Dom, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, LA Knight, even Royce Keys, like Obafemi. You have a
Yeah.
lot of guys that couldn't get elevated to the main event scene, but
What do
it's
you think of
just.
Royce Keys as a potential guy to win this match?
I
Win
think it's a
this
good
tournament?
call. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then challenge
especially.
Cody.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, we already. They like to me when he tried to take Gunther's spot for the Clash match. That was kind of like, all right, that was told me a lot about how they view him. So I think he's gonna have a good running, right? And I think like it wouldn't surprise me if he wins that Fatal 4-Way, and that's the one with LA Knight and Jey Uso. So yeah, I mean I think obviously he's very very good. So it's just like as much as WWE wants people to believe that like they listen to us and we can change things, it's ever so rare that that actually happens because we've been calling for LA Knight
Yeah,
to get the big win. We were pissed what they did to Carmelo Hayes.
for however long now.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for these matches.
No, oh yeah,
I believe. Let me double check because I believe Night of Champions is the last day of this month. Or may have been July. I thought it was the end of this month. Let's see. I'll find it. Night of Champions. Yeah, it is June 27th.
okay, interesting. Yeah, so we're not too far away.
Yeah. So and then you've got nothing until SummerSlam, which is what day is SummerSlam? SummerSlam is August 1st and 2nd.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for these matches tonight, and I am excited now that we have a nice stipulation for the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, even though they still need to get a trophy for the winners, but
Yeah.
I hate trophies for some reason. So, also, I just won't talk about it too much, but if you have not watched the Mask versus Mask match, you guys need to go watch that. I stayed up and I watched it live, and I have very rarely seen anything quite like it. Like the way that crowd backed El Grande, was incredible, and it was an awesome match. It is definitely worth the time to go check it out. Just because if you want to see people that are like behind one singular person, then like you got to go check that match out. Like it was like how everybody was behind Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 40. Like this was on that level. Like it was truly something special. And it made me feel things that very few matches made me feel. So I would highly recommend going to that. Also, if you didn't know, Chad Gable was the original El Grande Americano.
Yeah, I
So,
think a big question. Are we going to get Chad Gable back on Raw tonight as Chad
God,
Gable?
you gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, he
And I
was
think the other question
in
is,
Italy.
how long does Ludwig now run as El Grande Americano? Is this now for the rest of his
Forever.
career? I was going to
Forever,
say,
dude.
is he
They
no,
can't. You cannot have him not be until the next El Grande comes.
um
The guy's a hero, dude. Like he's a literal hero. Like it's crazy.
yeah,
I swear.
I mean,
I swear.
yeah, it's just so funny.
I know, and I forget who it was. I saw somebody tweet about it, but they were like, WWE tried for so long to create or find the next like Rey Mysterio, and then it just turned out to be something that started out as a comedy gimmick in the United
Yeah.
States, and then they brought it to AAA, and it was like one of the most heated feuds ever. Like, gosh, you guys gotta watch it. Please, please, please watch it. All right, Dylan, any closing thoughts about things going on in the wrestling world? Are we getting pumped for Night of
Uh,
Champions?
yeah, man, getting pumped. Oh, I'm wearing my TNA shirt. Fabian Eichner, aka Giovanni Vinci, is in
Giovanni Vinci.
he is in TNA now. So shout out to him for getting back in on our television screens.
Yes.
So he's very talented and was very talented in NXT with his original character. I was interested to see what they were going to let him do with it when Imperium was done. So it's
And
cool
what do
that
they do with it, Dylan?
yeah, nothing. So it'll be interesting
Less than nothing.
to see him in TNA now.
Yeah.
But what other that's about it for me. That's the only other
Yeah.
major thing I noticed.
All right. And I'll tell you guys.
I'll tell you this. They're doing Raw and SmackDown double recording in Atlantic City on the
They are.
boardwalk,
They are.
which is pretty crazy. So we should definitely try to go to that.
Yeah. Double taping's wild.
I don't know. Is it for the Raw and SmackDown both the that are the week of? Is it live SmackDown and then taping Raw for the weekend that they're gonna be at Saudi Arabia or something? Like I don't,
I
or is it
would
live? Maybe
arrive.
it's live Raw taping that Friday SmackDown for when they're gonna be in Saudi Arabia.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's a situation like that. It's like soon though, so
Yeah.
we
Is
should try
that
to go.
this month or next month?
I think it's this month. I think it might be I think it's the Monday before Night of Champions,
Okay.
and then
Interesting.
um, they're also filming SmackDown because they will then
Okay.
go to Saudi that week.
Well, and I'm pretty sure towards the end of this month too, they're back to 2 hour SmackDowns.
Okay, cool.
So I think that's also like
Part of
part
it,
of
yeah.
that. I'll say this too. You guys can see right above me. I got a pretty sick Umaga figure. If you want to check that out, I did a little short form video on that, so you can head over to our socials and watch me show that bad boy off. Got it for $40. Feel pretty good about it. I'm gonna leave it in the box because it's a pretty cool box. But like I said in that post, if you guys want to see me and Dylan go hunt for some figures, drop a comment, drop a like for this.
Yeah, no, we could
And
definitely do that.
I got that on the Wildwood Boardwalk, actually.
Very cool. Very
Um,
cool.
even though Wildwood sucks. So I'll leave on that note. Make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a video. Like I said, make sure to like and make sure to click that bell so you get notified every single time we release a new video. With that being said, I'm Mark Izzo. He's Don O'Brien, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Burning Hammer Podcast.
Thank you.